who in the long run do you think the advantage is for? Yes, we know that we as law enforcement officers need to always maintain the advantage, the upper hand.
Right.
But in the long run, isn't the advantage not? It's not just for us, right? It's for them. It's for them too.
Because
safety-wise,
I don't
right?
want, and I tell them like for my safety and your safety, I don't want to assume anything.
And see, it sounds so cliche, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's for my safety and your safety because
right.
I don't want to have to do anything to you, and I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything to me.
Right.
Because like you said, we trying to go home to our families.
Right, and I'm pretty sure they are too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shoot, based off of history, your hands been in the wrong place at the wrong time could also cost you your life.
Yeah.
Because in the academy, we're taught, man, let me see your hands.
Right.
If you don't show your hands and you're uncooperative with your hands, you give us a little window to make a choice. I mean, we have to assume at that point because we don't know what's going on, especially when you're uncooperative.
Right.
And I tell people, like, when it comes to dealing with us on the side of the road, I've had times where I've been called for backup, and the people in the car are so afraid. And I say so afraid because of what you just saw on TV, what you just saw. And I'm literally, I mean, I went to to back a guy up one time, and the kids, man, they almost broke me down. It's like the kids are crying. And
How old were the kids?
They're like 12 years old, 11 years old.
So it was adults driving.
Adults driving, but the fact that we had our lights on, this was the scariest thing. And I asked the young lady, hey, why are you crying? I'm scared. Y'all might shoot my mama. So
it's important as police officers that we have some kind of compassion.
Yeah.
And when we, just as we are aware of everything else that might cause us harm, we have to be just as equally aware of the situation, the emotions that are running through the heads and minds of the people that we're stopping.
Right.
We have to care about those emotions too.
Because some people make false moves because they're just too afraid.
Right.
A person may not comprehend what you're saying because the level of fear overtakes their motor functions.
I tell you right now, James, as a police officer, we were talking about how when we take our badge and our gun off, and I've said it before in a past episode, if I'm traveling through one of these little country towns and I look like just a regular black man, I get pulled over, I'm going to tell you, there's a heightened sense of, I hope this go right.
Right, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know what I'm saying? It's going to be yes, sir,
yes,
no, sir.
Right.
One, because I'm a police officer, I know how it goes. Two, just because I'm a decent human being. But in the back of my head, I hope this goes right. Bro, you know what I'm saying? I hope he don't think that I'm reaching for anything. I pray to God that I remember to tell him, hey, my wallet is in my glove compartment, so that's where I'm going to reach before I actually reach for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and even with me, man, I just got pulled over about a week or two ago. I mean, I've been traveling a little above the speed because it was late. I took my daughter to the hospital, and she ended up being all right. But it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I haven't slept all day. I was just trying to make it to the house, and I had my off-duty weapon with me, and like I said, I got the family in the car, and when the lights are behind me. Listen, this is the first time since I've been for law enforcement that I ever been pulled for anything.
Yeah.
This
experience,
bro. Listen, the fear is still there, and I'm in law enforcement, but it's that I hope everything goes right. You know what I'm saying? So before he even gets to the car, I've already grabbed my wallet and I've already grabbed my credentials.
Right.
Just to not to get off on anything, but
that's so important.
At the same time to let you understand.
Right.
I understand everything that's going on.
Right.
I have my weapon and it's shown.
Now, did you tell him yet? You said it was showing?
Yeah. So I didn't conceal it.
Right.
And I purposely, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen.
Where your hands was at?
Oh, my hands on the steering wheel. But I had my wallet in his hand and I had my credentials.
Hey, James, you weren't playing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, because at the end of the day, my mama tell me when they pull you over, they don't see that they don't know you're a cop yet.
Right.
You just a black man in a car until I prove otherwise.
Yeah. And then, I mean, your own training and experience, you, as a police officer, you know what you want to see when you walk up to a window. Right. So you already know what that officer want to see, too.
However, all officers ain't the same.
They ain't the same.
I'm different, bro. Like I'm and then I inform all occupants of the car of what's going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I do that because I don't want any misunderstandings or listen. I educate too.
Right.
Like, listen, brother, even just, the reason why I'm telling each one of y'all, and I tell them on the side of the road, bro, I'm not telling y'all this because I'm afraid. I'm telling y'all this just for my safety and yours, okay?
Right.
I don't want to assume nothing, and at the same time, I don't want to, be caught off guard with anything.
Right.
So the more I can see your hands, once I can see everybody's hands, I can understand, okay, there's no immediate danger at this time.
Right.
And even when it comes to people on the side of the road that gets irate, I'm like, bro, don't do this on the side of the road.
This ain't the place for that.
This ain't the place for that. Like, honestly, because at the end of the day, we control the side of the road. Mm-hmm. If we did something wrong, I tell them, man, you could go take this to court.
Right.
Go file a complaint. If you feel like anything that was done on this side of the road.
Why do you feel so comfortable being able to tell somebody that? Because I do that too. Why do you feel so comfortable with being able to tell somebody, hey, listen, bro, hey, if I do something wrong here, call the police department tomorrow and let them know that Officer West or Officer Hill did something wrong?
Two things, because I'm a fair officer. I understand, like me, I'm not out here to infringe upon nobody's Fourth Amendment rights.
Right.
I'm not here to try to pin that on nobody. I am as fair as they come. If I pull you over, there's a legit reason why I pulled you over. If I'm dealing with you, there's a legit reason why I'm dealing with you. Even if sometimes how dispatcher give you a call that ain't as big as what it is. Like, it's not the situation as how they dispatch it. So when you get there, you kind of got to assess.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing. We tell a lot of new officers when they coming in. I'm an FTO.
Yeah, me too.
When you get these new officers, you let them know firsthand, listen, the way you reading that, more than likely, that's not what it's going to be when you get there.
Right.
So do not go into this call thinking this is what it is and you treat it the way it's read.
Right.
You have to get there and you have to use the brain that God gave you and assess
the situation and then take the appropriate action afterwards. And that's key, because if I've been called to the scene, man, there's a guy right now, he has a knife and he is waving it at people, and I get on the scene and bro just got a fan just fanning and dancing. But it was just all about how a person drove by and perceived what they saw. So I'm approaching with caution, but when I assess the scene and it's not that, I'm not finna jack this joke up and treat it, once I said see what's going on.
It's gonna be his actions that force us to get it to that point.
I didn't see what actually happened. I didn't see what's actually going on. And that's a good officer would do that. But as we all know, there are officers out there that ain't like that. I
always tell people, bro, police officers are human.
Yeah.
They are human.
Right.
They just wear the badge and the gun.
Yeah.
There's no level of training that a person can receive that will make them not human.
Right. That's true. And then you got to understand, and on both ends, as a civilian, we have the same fears that you have.
Right.
Now 50-50 chance I come back to my car. 75% chance I may not come back to my car if we in some type of altercation on the side of the road. So therefore, certain training comes in, but at the same time, all training ain't gonna work at all times. It's on a situation to situation basis. You can have the same call for different people, but you got to handle it different based on the person. And a lot of times people don't sit down and assess. That they try to handle all scenes the same way.
Right.
But as a good officer, you sit back and you study. You take whatever the situation is, and you handle the situation based off of
what you're given.
Yeah, what you're given.
Right. That's at the end of the day. That's what you're supposed to do. That's all you can do.
Right.